Okay. All right, guys. My name's Scott Golden. We are here live on Today in Pickleball. I'm going to introduce our guest pro player in just a minute, but I do want to let you know I've got a co-host tonight, Megan Hall, with Today in Pickleball as well. We're going to be sitting down with our guest and finding out a little bit about what makes him tick and why he loves pickleball so much, and a bunch of questions we've got loaded up in the pipeline for him. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on both my co-host Megan Hall and our guest Mario Barrientos. What's up, Mario?
Hey, all good, all good. Good to be here with you guys. Excited for today.
Awesome. So Megan and I are excited as well to sit down with you and find out a little bit more about you. I called you the mystery pro player
Yeah,
because I really don't know that much about you. I know Megan has seen your name and seen you on the big screen, but we're excited to get to know you a little bit more. Megan's going to be asking some questions, and so am I. But Megan, go ahead and tell everybody hello as well.
Hi, everybody. Hey, Mario. How are you?
yeah. Hi, excellent.
I can't wait to talk about your pro pickleball career. I'm super excited.
Yep, yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there. Get ready. Get ready.
Get
All
ready.
right. All right, Scott, let's
So,
go.
so you're coming back from the PPA tournament in Cincinnati. You literally, I think, flew in, jumped in a car, got home, and jumped on the interview. So I'm pumped to have
Yes.
you here, but that was cutting it close.
Yeah. I still have the PPA emotion running through my veins right now. Just got here, just go back. So yeah, excited and ready to go ahead and start talking.
Good, good. So we're going to find out a little bit about the tournament as we get into it, but let's start with some of the basics. Tell us about yourself and just kind of give people a little bit of background, how you grew up. Do you have any siblings, things like that?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Mario Barrientos, Spanish name, coming all the way from Santiago, Chile, all the way in the South America. Um, Grew up in a just a regular family in the suburbs of the big city, Santiago. 6 million people there, so a really big city. Just grew up outside of it, um, from just a regular family. Um, Always in high school and in school trying to play every kind of sport that I could. I was kind of really into the sport thing, but wasn't never. I mean, I never was able to just commit to one of those for other reasons. Um, Came here to United States in 2016, December 2016. So it's almost 6 years, I think, for college. Um, Actually, still in college. Met my wife here, Steph, and we have a 2-year-old baby, and one more coming.
Oh my gosh,
So really excited about
congratulations.
that. Thank you.
Boy or girl, or do you know
We
yet?
don't know yet. I think we'll know in a couple of weeks. So we're
Oh,
still waiting.
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Are we the first to find out, or does everybody already
No,
know
no, no,
the
no,
second
no,
baby?
no. Well, in the pickleball world, yes, but yeah, here family already
Okay.
knew. So yeah,
I
so pretty
love it.
excited about
Well,
that.
one question that just popped in my head when you said you came to America in 2016, correct?
Yes.
Did you already know how to speak English really well when you came over in 2016, or is this
No,
something that you've?
I mean, just like people when I'm saying I'm from Chile, they say, "Oh, I took 2 years in 2 years in high school in Spanish, but I don't know anything." That's the same thing in South America when you learn English. You learn. Yeah, it's like we studied it since like maybe we're 6 or 7 years old, but you don't know anything after it. But um, I was able to learn a little because of work and because of experience that I had, that I was able to kind of communicate with people from United States. And then I worked for a Marriott hotel, and I kind of got the hang of it. When I came here, I realized that I didn't know much because you guys speak so differently to how the books say you gotta speak English. So it's been a journey, still learning. The accents never. I'm never gonna leave the accent
Lose it.
behind, but
Don't
but
lose
it's
it.
good enough. It's good enough for now. College especially has helped me a lot. To learn the. Sometimes I know words that regular people from here don't know. It's because I read a lot and things like that. But yeah, I'm still learning.
Speaking of reading a lot, before we get into your pickleball career, did you go to college in the States? I mean, what's your background outside of sports?
Yeah, so I did a little accounting when I was back in Chile, but when I came here, I got an associate's in accounting first. I graduated 2019. I worked for a year for an accounting firm, and then I went back to finish the bachelor's, and now I'm currently doing a master's in accounting um,
Wow.
at BYU, which is the number two accounting college in US. So not many people know that,
Congratulations. That's
but
so
it's really hard to get in, and it's really tough. And maybe we're gonna get
Wow.
to that topic later, but it's really time consuming. So I'm there kind of pushing myself to do good. Yeah.
Well, that's another thing people don't realize about the pro players in pickleball is that a lot of the pro players don't play pickleball full time at the moment. They've
Yeah.
got other careers, they've got other things on their plate. Um, Talk real quick about balancing real life, a wife, a child, and another one on the way, and then pickleball. How do you make that work?
Yeah. So it's tough, and that's actually I knew we are gonna get to this stuff because everybody asks me, and I tell them, being 100% honest, pickleball is like my side thing. It's not like my priority at all. I always say my family is number one. Then I want to get my education finished, and then it's pickleball. So it's hard because it's tough to kind of play with the best players in Utah because they're like, hey, you want to play Monday 8 a.m. And I'm like, I got other stuff to do Monday 8 a.m. I work and I've taken like 16 credits every semester. So it's like uh, I can do Monday 8 a.m. I can do Monday 9 p.m. If you want, and things like that. So it's tough, and I definitely have like a different schedule than most people. Um, so that's actually one of the kind of barriers I think I have in pickleball, that it's tough for me to find like to play every day, or to drill every day because yeah, just like I said, I have other stuff to do.
Well, I think that speaks to how talented you actually are because I've seen you play. I watched you play at the APP tournament recently. Also, I've seen you on the live streams, and we'll get into more of the details of that stuff. But you are very impressive on the court, very disciplined, and I think that speaks volumes considering that you have all these other things going on and you get to play professional pickleball as well. So that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So that brings us to the next question, and Megan, I'll let you ask this one.
all right. What is your racket sport experience? Where or what is your sport experience? You said you dabbled in a couple of sports. Um, did any of them include a racket sport?
Surprisingly, no racket sport experience at all. I never touched a racket in like a tennis racket in my whole life. I did play ping pong, but who hasn't? I mean, who's never played ping pong? Like for fun, here and there. But no racket experience at all. Like I said, I was always really good at sports. They call it, how they call it in English, athletic. I was always athletic. And in South America, as I said, I come just from a regular family. So if you're not from a high, I say high standard family, you don't get to play sports that require equipment, like tennis, for example. You need a racket, right, to play tennis. You need a golf to play golf. You need a whatever you need to play sports with equipment. That's why we always play soccer, because you just need a ball. You don't even need a court to play. You just play in the street or whatever. So I always play soccer. I play basketball. I play volleyball. I play rugby. All contact sports, because you don't need much to play. You just need to get in there and a ball. So I never played. I also did like running and swimming, and all those kind of things. But I never committed to one sport because of the fact that I wasn't able to. I had to go to high school, and I had to work, to help my family and stuff. So I never committed to one sport until I got to the United States. But that might be another question.
So what does your family say about pickleball? Because obviously, I don't know if it's in Chile yet. Is it in Chile? What does your family say about pickleball?
They love it. They love it. My parents came a couple of years ago, and I took them to play, and they're like, "Wow, this is great!" You know, especially because anybody can play it. You know, so everybody knows about tennis in Chile. You know, and paddle, kind of tennis in the cage, um, and everybody watches because maybe every 10 years Chile gets a really good tennis player. So it's like, and they had a couple gold medals like in the Olympics. So everybody is aware of tennis. You know, so when they watch me playing pickleball, they were like, "Wow, that's amazing! You know, that's amazing that you could do something similar." You know, and they liked it.
And
Do you
represent
text
Chile.
them? Do you
What?
text them? Do you text them at the tournament when you're going to go on the main
Oh
court,
yeah,
the
I
championship
always
court?
tell them. Yeah, I always tell them, "Hey, I'm about to go championship court. If I win, then that's better. If I lose, I'm like, just wait till I get there again." I mean, yeah, but they're always like watching YouTube and stuff, and yeah, it's a really big deal. As I said, you know, from it's like the song started from the bottom, now we're here. You know, I mean, my experience there, it's different to what a regular person in US would do. You know, so them watching me, you know, on YouTube, it's like a huge deal. So it's really nice.
That's awesome. Very, very cool. I can't imagine like if my parents lived like in Chile or whatever, like being able to experience that with you on the live streams must be something that they just really look forward to. And I think that's great that you can give them something exciting to see
Yeah,
you, other than just a phone call or a FaceTime,
yeah,
they're getting to see you compete.
yeah. It's
Does your wife
amazing.
play?
Yeah, she plays, and we played, and we come a long way. You know, after maybe 6 or 7 months, we don't argue every time now. You know, maybe every 2 or 3 times, yeah, but not every time. So so we
Progress.
played,
That's
and
all that
and she's
matters.
good. She's good, but she doesn't like
Hey.
the pressure of tournaments. She
Oh,
likes it gets to her, and especially now that she's pregnant, she's like, no, I don't want to.
oh no. Yeah.
Especially when she's watching me, you know, and we're like match point down. She's like,
Oh yeah.
I know what to do. You
He
know,
feels it.
yeah, yeah, she feels more pressure than I do, I think.
It's
So yeah,
harder to watch than it is to play. It
yeah,
really is.
yeah. So it's great. We love it. We go actually maybe after this we'll go play, you know, to any court, you know, and just play there with whoever shows up, you know. So it's nice.
That's
It's a
awesome.
family thing.
I love it. Well, that brings us to the next question, which what was your first experience playing pickleball and when did you get addicted? So everybody plays for the first time at some point, and then at some point, inevitably, 99.9% of the people that play get addicted. So talk about that experience and when that happened.
Yeah. So I started working at this company accounting firm, and one day, you know, a coworker told me, "Hey, you want to go play pickleball?" I was like 6 a.m. on Saturday. I'm like, oh, 6 a.m. Saturday. I mean, who's gonna be playing there? I mean, 6 a.m. Saturday, nobody's gonna be playing. And there's a place with close to me with 16 courts. So we went there and we showed up and it was full. You know, we even had to wait to play 6 a.m. on a Saturday. And I was like, wow, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, how come? What is this sport? You know, that everybody loves so much that they're like waking up so early to play. That was the first time. But then after that, I just remember playing, you know, at the rec center, and people would make fun of me because I play differently than most people do. You know, because I don't have like the tennis experience or anything. Um, so one guy posted, I remember on Facebook, I'm looking for a partner, you know, 3.5 tournament here in Utah. And I was like, okay, I'll go play. And he said, do you even know what's a drop shot? And I'm like, oh no, I mean, I don't know, you know, I just play. And we went and we won, you know, and then I realized that I had the potential. Basically, I thought I was thinking, and I said maybe I could get good at this, you know, maybe this was the sport that I should be playing. And since here in US, you know, I still had time, you know, like leisure time to do stuff and to practice. I was like, hey, I'm gonna start playing like more seriously, and that's the day that I think I got addicted to it, and just because I could see that I was getting better and better, you know, and kind of fast, you know, in just like a year or something. I was playing like 4-5, 5-5-0 here in Utah, where the level is actually pretty high, you know, because there's a lot of players here. So I think that was the moment when I realized that I could, and that I was addicted, and I realized that I could go far.
So pretty early on, I saw in your pickleball tournament records, you started playing with Austin Gridley, who is
Yeah,
also from Utah. Is that right?
yeah. He's from Utah. He's like in the other side of the state, but we're like maybe 2 hours away or an hour and a half away. So
Oh,
close,
okay.
fairly. I mean, fairly close.
Okay, so you've been playing with him for a while, which maybe is the reason for the big upset that you had, which I think, Scott, you're leading into a question at some point, but I don't know if you want to ask it now, what uh, your favorite or biggest moment in your pickleball career. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
if it's that,
Yeah,
but tell us.
yeah, yeah. Like you said, Austin Gridley was kind of I he started playing before me, but he started playing really good, really fast too, and he moved to play pro, and he was actually really nice because he gave me like every new pro player has to have somebody that's willing to play down with them, like to take them into their first pro tournament or something. And Austin was so nice to take me, in that kind of part of my career. He was like, "Hey, I see that you're good. Let's play together." So he was really nice, and I always, I'm always grateful for that. But yeah, one of the biggest um, wins that we had was beating Ben Jones, and Colin Jones in Vegas, and almost a year ago.
Mhm.
Um, it was kind of the upset, it was a big upset. I remember, and I wasn't even sure that it was that big of a deal, because I was just playing. I mean, I knew who Ben John was, and I remember getting into that game thinking we were going to lose because obviously everybody thought we were going to lose. But yeah, we just played lights out and it was great. We did it.
What
But
was there any strategy, or did you just live in that moment of what you were doing at that time?
no, we did with Austin. Austin is really into the strategy stuff. So I remember him telling me, "Hey, let's do this," and as we went, we had a strategy, and it was basically, it wasn't not hitting it to Ben all the time. We were actually playing to him too. It was more like um not making errors, in our side, and just returning it to backhands, so we wouldn't get a crazy drive or where to dink it, things like that. We did have a strategy, and it kind of worked out, so uh we couldn't believe it, but we did it, so it was crazy.
I know that was the first time I think that I really had heard of your name. I think Scott and I even had a conversation like, who's this guy that was playing with Austin? That just they just beat the Jaws brothers.
Yeah,
Pretty shocking. And I think
yeah.
I know I've heard your name ever since. So pretty incredible. Not many people can say that they
Yeah,
beat the Jaws
yeah,
brothers. So
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
That's kind of the main thing. Because when I saw people, they're like, "Oh, not many people have beaten them," and I was like, "Yeah, I mean, we did it," and I was straight to stay humble, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I mean, it is true, but still, they're like one of the best teams and the best player, in the world. So it's like you gotta keep it humble, and just yeah, take credit, enjoy it, but gotta get back to work. Hopefully, do it again.
And you've done that. I mean, recently you've played in Philly. You're getting great partners. You played with DJ Young, and you took gold in Philadelphia. So, obviously you've been playing with different partnerships. How did the partnership with DJ Young come about?
It's great. DJ is amazing. He has so much talent, and I think maybe we're gonna get into this point, but one of my things, when playing pickleball, since it's a double sport, it's two people. I'm really like willing to adapt, to my partner, and I consider myself, like humble enough to when I go play with DJ, I tell him, "Hey DJ, I know you have like way better shots than I do. So if we get to this shot, I'll let you take it. I mean, it doesn't matter if I'll go all the way outside the court for you to take that shot, but I want you to take it because I know you're better at that than I am. So it's been great. And when we play with DJ, we have always a strategy. and I think that's the key, that we've been able to beat really good teams, or be like, we've gotten 2 second places and 1 first place. And I think that the reason is because I told DJ, hey DJ, you do your thing. I'll just cover my portion of the court, which might be like 70-30 or even less. I don't know, sometimes. But I'm like, DJ, you're really good, so let me take my portion, you take the other portion, and we're gonna do good. So it's
And
great.
I think a part of that combination too, and when I've watched you play, you are just so darn consistent. I mean, your defense, you get every single ball back, and when you do, it's low. And just when I think that you're just going to keep dinking and dinking and dinking, you like drive a ball. I'm like, oh my gosh, you've got that too. But with your partnership with DJ, you let him be free, and that's where he feels his best, is just when he's like able to move around a lot, cause chaos, and you're just there to like back him up and get
Yeah,
one more ball back and one more ball back, for him to hopefully put it away. So I can absolutely see how the partnership
yeah,
works, and will continue to work if you guys keep playing together.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's one important thing. And how I see it is that, like I said, it's a double sport. So sometimes I've played with so many people. I mean, doubles partners, and sometimes it just doesn't work because both people want to be like the, what can I say? How can I say, like the alpha guy? And I'm okay with not being that. I'm okay with just covering my portion of the court. And it's not like a pride thing or no. I don't care about that. I'm like, hey, if we're gonna win, let's play our strengths. And if my strength is covering this portion of the court, the right side, and staying there, and letting you do your thing, I'm okay with it. So it's working, and it's been good to get those wins.
Did you find that, because Austin Gridley in and of itself he's a great partner, a great player. Um, but I even think a guy like DJ Young is taking the partnership even to a new level. Was beating Ben and Colin Johns back a year ago with Austin, did you find that helped you along the way to get better partners? Like sometimes you need those big wins just to be able to say, hey, look, I can hang. I'm able to get on the court with these guys and mix it up. Because anybody that's been around the sport for a while, especially at the pro level, getting partners is one of the most difficult things, or it can
Yeah.
be very challenging to do that. So talk about that experience. And then the follow-up question would be, are you the type of player that goes out and tries to grab partners, or do you wait for somebody to ask you and that's how you find partners? I mean, how do you go about
Okay.
that kind of thing?
Yeah. So the first question, I think it definitely helped, getting that win to kind of put my name out, and that was last year. And last year I wasn't playing many tournaments. So it kind of, I could say, kind of build the stage to this year, where in the last maybe 4 or 5 months, I really decided, okay, I'm gonna play as much tournaments as I can while doing school and family and all that. So yeah, it helped me because it really, like, people saw that we had a huge win. And lots of people were saying, you got lucky. Maybe, I don't know, but we did it. Anyways, we did it. Not many people get lucky, and David Ben Jones. So maybe lucky or not, we did it, and not many people have gotten lucky then. I don't know. So, but it did help. Uh, and many people, and lots of people, recognize me also because I'm Hispanic. So lots of people kind of tied to that too, and I just made a lot of connections. And in the other question, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get. I at the beginning of the year, I played with different partners. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. But yeah, I'm not afraid to go and ask people to play with me. You know, and honestly, I always remember, when Austin gave me the chance to play with him, knowing that I was kind of a beginner in the pro scene, and he already played a couple tournaments, and he was like, "Hey, yeah, okay, I'll play with you." I always try to be like that too, where if somebody asks me that they haven't played, a big tournament yet, and they ask me, I'm like, okay, let's do it. Because I want to be kind of that person to them. And because confidence is what you said. If getting that win, in Las Vegas helped me, and I think it definitely helped me build confidence. That I could do well. And sometimes that's all people need. A little confidence, and then they play lights out. So it definitely helped me gain confidence, and then kind of share that confidence with other people too. That um, anybody can actually, play pro with dedication, and determination to kind of get better.
Paying it forward. Nice. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. This is kind of a side question, but I kind of just thought of it on the fly here. Men's doubles, mixed doubles, singles. Rate those in your mind from what you enjoy the most to what you enjoy the least. So 1, 2, and 3. 1 being the one you enjoy the most, 3 being the one you don't.
Okay. I think I enjoyed the most men's doubles. That's the one I enjoyed the most. And up to 2 months ago, I would say singles number 2, and they're mixed. But now it's men's double first, mixed second, and singles third.
So,
Uh,
so we
yeah,
talked off camera a little bit before the interview, and you said you'll
yeah,
explain why you gave up singles 2 months ago. Talk about
yeah,
what your mindset is with that.
yeah. So I think I was actually kind of good in singles. I mean, just for not coming from a tennis background, I actually did good, and I took fourth in a PPA, and I lost the bronze medal against Jay, and I had some other good wins. Like I would go to a tournament and always win 3 or 4 matches, So it wasn't that I would go and lose 2-0, So I was doing well. But the thing is, maybe as you can tell, I'm out of shape. I'm not like in the perfect shape, for a professional pickleball player. Because of the same reasons that I have so much other stuff to do. College and just family, and then I also love like building stuff in my house. Fixing stuff. So I don't have much time to go to the gym. So that taking being not in the perfect shape. You gotta make kind of makes you pay, while you're playing singles, because you gotta run so much, that I would play. I know that that I could play 3 or 4 matches, like 2 or 3 matches, and in the fourth one I know I'm going down, because it's like I'm tired and I'm not thinking straight, and I'm just not running for every ball, so that's one thing. And the other one is, now like so many good players are coming to singles. I mean, from tennis to singles, pickleball singles. Let me James Nadowich, like the Johnson brothers, Federico, and then Pablo Tellez, and all these crazy players, that are so good in tennis. They move to pickleball singles, and they're so good in singles, especially right off the bat, because they just have the knowledge, where to run. First of all, they're in shape first, and then they know where to hit it, they know where to run, so they just have such a big comparative advantage to me, in that sense of things, the knowledge behind the game, that I'm like one step behind. And I realized that, like, I mean, I knew about that, but I just didn't want to accept it, but in the last 2 tournaments, um, I go, and after the singles matches, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to focus on my strength, and my strength it's not the singles game. It's like the doubles game. So that's the story behind that.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, with 2 kids also, or with one kid and one coming on the way, going to school, married, it's always a lot. And it's again finding that balance. And you've
Yeah,
accepted finding the balance is you devoting more time and effort to your doubles game. And there's nothing wrong with that,
yeah,
because it's almost like 2 different sports.
yeah,
It requires 2 different skill sets. Um,
yeah,
they help each other, but they're just 2 totally different games. So
yeah, yeah. And it's true. And I just kind of realized that in order for me to keep climbing, on the rankings, I think I need to focus on what I could keep improving, which is doubles, because singles, it's gonna be so hard to kind of learn in 1 or 2 years what these guys have been learning since they were maybe 5 or 6 years old. So because of that, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna focus on men's and mix, which is, I think I can still improve a lot in those two.
and we're seeing a lot of players now. JW Johnson posts a lot online of his workout routines, and I've seen Ben Johns and the Waters and what they're doing off the court to stay in that
Yeah,
single shape.
yeah,
And the sport is just getting more and more competitive in that way. And, I mean, JW, 19, 20 years old, he's able to
yeah,
focus his entire life on this, which is fantastic. But we're not all blessed with that, and all the power to him, which is why he's been doing so well.
yeah.
And,
He's
and a
one of the
lot of
best.
other players
Yeah,
are starting correct, and so a lot of other players are doing the same. So completely understandable. And for what it's worth, you just got gold in Philly in
yeah,
your age.
yeah, yeah.
So I
It,
think
it,
you're doing just fine.
yeah. So it's funny because when I'm like with DJ and Federico, we all like speak in Spanish and stuff, and they, hey, let's go eat. I say McDonald's, and they're like, hey, okay, let's get something healthy, and they're like, yeah, bro, you gotta stop, fries and in and out, and things like that. And I'm like, it's so hard, for me, but I am planning. I told them, okay, the diet's getting here. The gym is gonna start soon, so watch out.
Watch out.
Yeah.
So,
That's
all this
awesome.
talk about your career and all of that, what paddle do you play with? I see the hat. Tell us
Hooded,
about your,
hooded hat. Yeah, I use this paddle. It's the let's see, can you see there? It's the HD 4.2. It's elongated. And that kind of when I started playing pickleball, I just bought like the cheapest paddle that I found, and that was a Gamma paddle. And then Tidal Loan started kind of giving me paddles. Like I won one in a giveaway from Vulcan, and it was the elongated shape. Uh, so and then this is elongated too, and I need that because since I don't grab the paddle like from here, like a tennis player would do, like all the way at the bottom, I grab it more like this. I mean, I don't know if you can see it like this.
Hmm.
yeah.
So I need that extra length, to have 1 or 2 inches more of or reach, because I lose it because of how I grab the paddle. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right. So you use the elongated paddle, not the elongated, because Hudef also has the elongated grip. You use
Yeah.
the face of the paddle is elongated.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
one you
Yeah.
use. Okay. Because you
Yeah.
put your finger up, it gives you that much more length to keep your finger there and not have the ball hit it
Yeah.
all the time.
Because it wouldn't matter if the grip was longer, because I would still grab it from the same spot.
Right.
Because I would still grab it from like here,
So
Right.
it'd
So
be basically wasted space.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So this grip is actually not that long, but it really doesn't matter because I would still grip it from the same spot. And since the face is longer, it gives me that reach that I lose because of the lack of tennis grip per se or something.
Yeah,
And the
that actually
paddle,
makes a lot of sense.
yeah, and the paddle is great. I mean, I like it. The thing I like the most about Huda, believe it or not, these paddles are really durable. Like I've been using this paddle for like 6 months, and it's
Oh,
like
wow.
perfect shape. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not kidding.
No, it
They're
looks
like super,
amazing.
yeah, they're super durable. Um, and this paddle, it's not that thick, but the core it has like a grit that is not it's not like printed on the face of the paddle. It's like the face of the paddle is the grit.
Mm, mm,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
that's
So
awesome.
when I do this, yeah, it sounds like pretty. That sound is actually it's like the face of the paddle. It's not like printed on it,
It's
and
not
that
like
never goes away.
oh, wow.
No, and that never goes away. So I really like that, and it's a hard surface, so it has a lot of pop. Because one of my strengths, in the doubles game is just that like block, counter attack, and this paddle gives me a lot of that power, to just pop it back, make him pay, on the firefight.
I love it. Can you talk a little bit about how you came about signing with Who Def? I mean, was that something
Yep.
that was out of the blue, or were you kind of hunting them? Were they hunting you? How did that pan out?
Yeah, so it all started because like with Austin, we kind of sit down one day and we're like, okay, let's do all these tournaments, like 6 or 7 tournaments. And honestly, going to tournaments is expensive. It's not like you got the flight, you got a hotel, you got the fees, so it's a big expense, out of pocket. So I decided to start looking for sponsors, like monetary sponsors that could help me with the actual fees or the hotel or whatnot. So it all I talked to several people, several brands, and we were kind of in conversations here and there. But it all. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because I'm hearing like double. But oh no, nice,
An
good, nice,
echo.
good.
I hear it
Yeah,
too. Oh, now it's
yeah,
better. Okay, great.
yeah. So it all came down to I met a guy from Texas, and he's Hispanic too, and he plays with Jurev. His name is Isaac, and he contacted me, and he was like, "Oh, talking Spanish, obviously." He was like, "Yeah, I know you're Hispanic. You're doing good, you know." And this was about the time when I beat the Jones brothers, like last year. And they were like, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you're good. I'm gonna talk to these guys. They're a Korean brand. They're really nice, and they're trying to put together a team." And that's how it went. And I signed with them, and they're great. I mean, they're really nice. They're in Korea, so it's hard for me to talk to them because I need to talk to them at like 8 p.m. because that's like their morning, you know. but Stan, the owner, they're great, and Edison too, and they're always kind of watching out, kind of taking care of the players, and just trying to give us the best paddles. They're always coming up with new paddles too, so that's good. And we can kind of, yeah, especially that one, that brand new paddle, and all the ones that they have in mind. So they're great, and they just gave me the chance to go to a lot of tournaments, and that's what I asked them, and it's been amazing, you know.
That's awesome.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Anytime it makes it easier, a company makes it easier for you to put yourself out there and get to play and do what you love, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It's been a great journey, and they definitely been a part of it because without their support, like I said, I have all the priorities, so I would have been able to go to all the tournaments I've been, and get all that experience.
Yeah, and I actually have got a lot of experience dealing with Stan over the years. I've become friends with Stan, and I either talk to him really late at night or really early in the morning.
Yeah,
It's either late at night or in the morning, one of the two. But he's a great
yeah,
guy. He's always looking to push the envelope and push Huda forward in the sport. So you're fortunate to be with a good company there, and also Ed and Lika signed, I think, with them
yeah,
recently. So he's on
yeah,
board now too.
yeah. So that's one of the other news, because so they Ed and Lika with them. Ed and Lika made some like recommendations, and there's a new paddle coming. That's kind of news, but it's coming. It's coming. It's coming along. So um, everybody's excited for that too. But also everybody's like excited about this paddle. Some people say it's weird looking, but it's new. It's a new concept, and I've tried it, and it's nice for your style of play. It has a lot of power and a lot of control too, and kind of the great thing about it is just one big piece. It's like not like maybe all the other paddles that are edge guard, and then the face, and then there's something inside it. This is all one big piece of equipment, and it has a one huge big spot, sweet spot. So it's a great paddle too. And they're
I,
always coming with new things.
I truly believe you could run over this paddle and it would be fine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
super durable.
yeah. It's
They
good.
actually, I think I don't know if it's one of the reps or one of the players that plays with this actually took it and banged it on concrete. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that, but like
yeah,
they
yeah. I saw
they hit
it.
it super hard, and then they hit them together, and it was like nothing at all. So
Yeah,
that's pretty cool, actually.
yeah. Since it's like one big piece of carbon fiber, it's durable, and it's like, yeah, they're. I mean, the paddle is good, and lots of people here in Utah, I share it with people. I have a couple of demos, and they're like, yeah, we want to use it. And there's people using it, and since the face is small, it feels like like one big sweet spot. It's not like other paddles when you hit it and you're like, oh, it didn't. That's not the spot. Like you missed it. This is like one big sweet spot. So that's good. That's good.
Awesome. Well, it's coming up on 40 minutes. We want to be respectful of your time. We talked about 30 to 45 minutes, so we're going to try to stay in that range. We just got a couple more questions.
Okay.
This one, I always enjoyed this one. Who is your favorite pickleball player? And let me preference that by saying it doesn't have to be another pro player. It can be a local person who inspires you on the pickleball court. So just answer that question best you can there.
Yeah. I'd say one of my favorite players. I got two actually. One of them is Dave the Badger Wayback. You know him? You know that guy?
Oh yeah.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. So I actually just played with him this week. I mean yesterday. Yeah, we went 5-2. So good.
You did well.
I think we finished in the best 8 or 9. So out of 32 or 35 teams, so we did good. And he's just, I really like him, and he's like one of my inspirations because he just knows what he's talking about. And we actually went one time all the way to Madison, Wisconsin, to take a clinic with him. And he kind of took me to through the dinking, to the drop shot and through the speed ups and all that. And I feel like he really made a big change in my game. And he's just so nice. He's not like the kind of pro player that is not friendly, or is not like, he's won so many medals, and you see him in a tournament and you ask him for a picture and he takes a picture with you and he stays talking with you because he talks so much. I mean, he's that kind of person that everybody likes him because he's so nice. When you see him, he's really grounded, despite of all the accomplishments he has. So I really love that. And the other person that it's kind of one of my inspiration is Jason Perry from Utah, because we started playing about the same time. But I always tell him that, and he always gives me tips and stuff. So he's always watching the game and kind of reading me and telling me what to do, and things that I don't realize that I have to start doing. He tells me, and it makes a big difference. So those two, Dave Weinbach and Jason Perry, are kind of my favorite players. Favorite to play with them, and there are others. So DJ, don't feel bad because I'm not mentioning you, but you're in the list too.
So this Jason, does he coach, or does he just watch you because you guys started at the same time and he feels invested?
Yeah, so he's one of the best senior pros here from Utah. He just took Jason and Cord, his partner, they just took third on Tournament of Champions in the senior pro.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just that he was a long time basketball coach and coaching other sports. So it's just we play together, and he's like watching me and telling me, hey, you have to start doing this because your game will work better, things like that. And I start doing it, and yeah, I mean, he has that coaching mindset, and I love that.
That's awesome that you have those guys in your corner.
Yeah.
I actually do. I know who Jason is. I've met Jason before. He's a great guy. So
yeah,
that's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. This one's great. I'm going to let Megan ask you this one.
Are you superstitious?
Not really. Not really. I was talking, Scott behind the cameras. He gave me the example of the socks. I wouldn't change my socks, to win. No, I'm not. Yeah. No, I'm not. But there's one thing that I think is key, that I believe in my game is make a difference, is having my mindset in the right place. So I don't know if that falls into this category, into this question, but I know that if I'm not in a good mindset, in a positive mindset, knowing that we're gonna win, confident, I know I'm not gonna do it. So it's like that's kind of. I mean, it's not specifically superstitious or not, but it's like that's what it's in my mind. When I go play a match or a final or a semifinal, whatever, that's driving me inside. More than
what
what
you're
sucks I
wearing,
have.
what you're doing, right? Forget all of that. It's what's in here. It's not anything else.
Yeah, it's more in my mind. What I have in my mind that's kind of pushing me.
So are you saying that when Nadal does all his stuff, that's just
No, that's
Just
just I don't know. Yeah, but at least for me, no. Yeah, so I
I
don't
love
need it.
it.
Yeah.
All right, and then we've got one last question, and then we're going to wrap up and let you get back to your
All
wife
right.
and family and everything. Let you rest. This is a good question, and a lot of amateur players constantly want to know how much pro players spend playing rec games versus drilling and practice sessions. Like, so what's your ratio there?
Okay, so I drill like, let's say if I play 3 days a week for maybe 2 or 3 hours each time, I try to drill. If it's like, let's say if it's 10 hours total in a week, I try to drill 8 of them. So 80/20. And sometimes it's even only drilling, not playing, because I really believe that's the only way to get better. So hopefully, I mean, in most of the week it's like about 80% drilling, 20% playing rank games.
And then when you do drill and train, what are you focusing on? Is it tournament to tournament? You try to work on the things that were glaring that you needed to fix after, say, TOC coming up to the Ohio tournament. I mean, how do you go about that?
Yeah, I always ask my teammate, what I need to do better. For example, DJ told me last time we played, you gotta leave the balls go. Don't hit it. When they're going out. So yeah, that's what I focus. I always try to drill drops and dinks because most of the matches we always get to that point. When we're drilling, dinking all the time. But yeah, it's like a mixture of getting the basics done so I don't miss him when I'm playing, and then developing new weapons and working on what my teammates told me that I need to kind of start doing better, or stop doing too.
And then that last part of that question was, do you have anybody in Utah where you live that you like to train with or that you do train with on a regular
Yeah,
basis?
yeah. So believe it or not, as I said before, I don't have much time to play with the other pros here, because I have like other schedules. So when I drill, I don't drill with other pros. I drill with like with whoever asks me to drill, and but I have a couple set partners, and one of them is Matt Anselmo, and he runs actually the biggest league in Utah. It's called Kings Court, Utah, and we drill in a regular basis. And I have other friend, his name is Kyle Wong. We also drill together. And yeah, and people tell me, oh, but they're like 4.0, 4.5. How can you drill with them? And I'm like, oh yeah, heck yeah, I can drill with them. I drill like all day, with them, and just thinking, and dropping and all kind of stuff. And they help me get better, and I help them too. I kind of give them tips, and so it's a win-win for both.
Yeah, you never know that drilling partner that's a 4.5 could someday end up being one of your pro partners that you
Oh
win
yeah,
gold with. So you never know.
definitely. Yeah, and when and the funny thing is when I play, I since it's like I can play like 9 p.m. at night. Like there's a club here in Utah that stays open from like till 12 a.m. Till midnight. So that's when I'm playing or drilling. From like 8 to 12 or something. And when I play, I just go and play with whoever shows up. Like 3.0, whatever it is, I just go and play, or I go to a park and I play in the park. Uh, so that's when I go practice what I'm training. I think I definitely need to start playing with more pros. But because of scheduling things and things like that, it's kind of tough. But when I can do it, I do it. But I honestly don't care playing with the new people because when I started playing, you know, it was weird because since people would watch me play and I would play kind of weird, my body was kind of weird because I didn't have the tennis motions and stuff. They wouldn't want to play with me. They were like, "Ah, no, you can't play here. You're weird. You play differently." So when I started, I set my mind and I said, if I get better in this sport, I play with whoever shows up. So that's what I do, and people here in Utah really like that. And I think that's what keeps me addicted to the game too. Seeing other people with whatever kind of background getting better in the sport.
I love it. And now you're like, look at me now, winning gold with DJ Young. Let's go.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's incredible,
Thank
man. I've been in the sport 6 years. Megan's been playing around 2 to 3 years. She's coming up on 3 years. I mean, it's incredibly impressive to me that you've reached the level at this sport. I don't think people can truly appreciate what all goes into being a pro player at the highest level until they experience it themselves or get around that. And it's extremely you should be extremely proud of the fact that in less than 2 years you are winning gold medals at an APP tournament with DJ Young. By the way, one of the most insane players on the tour. I mean, that guy's got some shots that other players just don't have. So that's huge. Absolutely huge.
Yeah, and it's been great, like you said, and kudos, especially thanks to my partners, and like I said, I tell them, hey, you do whatever you want, I take my portion, and it works out, and it's been great, and I just love the sport, and especially how people can meet new people, how such friendly community here in Utah. We got like Elise Jones, Megan, Tyler Lung, Spencer Smith, Chuck Taylor, Austin Gridley, Todd Fault, so many good players, and so many other players, that play at the like 5.0 level, 4.0, all the way to the beginners, and it's so great to see them and talk with them, play with them, and just tell them that they can improve and get really far,
Absolutely. That's awesome, man. I love it. Well, we're coming up on 51 minutes now, and I told you it'd be 45, but we're close. We're close. So,
all right. No, we're good. We're good. No problem.
All right, buddy. Well, good thing you're 2 hours behind us, so you can still go to bed at a decent time tonight.
Yeah.
All right. Thank your wife for letting us take an hour of your time, and we've really enjoyed it. Megan, do you want to close with anything?
Yeah, I just want to say, thanks for coming on with us. So great getting to know you. I love your mindset. I love your energy. I wish you, the best of luck in your future tournaments that you play. And I just can't wait to keep watching what comes out of Mario Barrientos in the near future.
Yeah. Keep an eye out. We're playing with DJ again in Sacramento. I think it's 2 weeks APP tournament. So we'll be out there playing. Hopefully, getting another goal. Fingers crossed.
Awesome. Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
We'll be watching.
Thank you. Yeah, and
Awesome.
thank you guys for taking the time to talk with me. And go check out Hudef. Don't forget.
Let's go. Go check out Hudef, guys. HudefPickleball.com, and you can check them out on social media. Also, if you guys will follow Today in Pickleball on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Golden Boy Pickleball, all those same things, and then Mario Barrientos Pickleball as well. So go check out his page. He's got some cool stuff up there. He's got some recent pictures of him playing. But yeah, guys, follow his career. Mario, we really appreciate your time, and you have a great evening.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, and take care. Have a good week.
Night.
Okay, bye.